Well, good evening, travelers. It's been a long time. Once again, to introduce myself, building off of what we've already discussed. Who am I? I'm the writer 1424. Um, it's been a long journey. Been out and about collecting a lot of wisdom, a lot of insight, and having a lot of experiences along the way on all planes of existence. Um, Something that's been on my mind and heart lately that I've written about in fits and spurts is the journey of manhood and fatherhood, um, taking that all the way down to what that kind of portrays itself to be when it comes to a black man, how that looks in the world. Um, I've had a lot of discussions with a lot of men across the spectrum of life pertaining to their sexuality, their childhoods, their mothering and fathering and their environments, and how all those things shape them to be the men that they are, and then having to unlearn it all to be the man that you want to be, the man that your soul says you are, right? Probably noticed that I have on a Macho Man Randy Savage shirt. Number one, I'm a 90s kid. I grew up watching Macho Man Randy Savage, even when he did the interview on Arsenio Hall. And on that interview, he stated, because, Arsenio Hall asked him, how does a Macho Man express anything else? He's just supposed to be macho. And the Macho Man Randy Savage replied, "Oh, yeah, brother." And he explained how the Macho Man has the full range of emotions available to him, and he's courageous enough to express them all. And that's one of the several things that us as men, especially as black men, are not taught. It's not cultivated, and it's not discussed in men's circles and in African American circles at all, how that pertains to fatherhood. A lot of the things that we see, better yet, I wrote a poem, and it's a quick one. I stated about a year ago that my questions were more powerful than my statements. Therefore, I have nothing left to say, only questions. And so the question is, why are you the way you are, and where did you get it from? Because the mistake that we all make is thinking that our life circumstances are simply a result of our existence, and we can see the traces of consequence or cause and effect from parent to child, but you must go back much, much further than that, than understand it from a metaphysical stance. To put it in different words, from an emotional, mental, and spiritual stance. Trace it back 5 generations, 7 generations, you know? Shout out to my Piccolo socks. Piccolo was the best stepfather out there. All those Dragon Ball Z kids that grew up in the 90s and 2000s. But go back 5, 7 generations and ask your granddaddy's daddy's daddy, what was his father like? And you will see that the path that looks crooked is actually a very, very, very straight line. And it almost saddens me, because there are some of us who stand in the gap between generational trauma and generational blessing, trying to stem the tide and turn the waters of destiny, steer the boat we call our lives, not just for us, but those that came before us. For we honor them in all they right and they wrongs, our fathers and our mothers they may be, and those that will come after us in the perpetuity. That's all this is about, that and connection. And that's the very thing that we're missing. Just like I discussed in the last video, I believe. But to refamiliarize us, there's a Japanese calligraphy symbol called an enzo. In the Byzantine Empire, there is a symbol that's drawn called an Ouroboros. It's a dragon eating its own tail. It's supposed to represent both of these symbols, the circular nature of life. And a lot of times when men don't have daddy, there's a big old hole missing in his circle. And he has to go out in the world and figure some things out on his own and answer questions that no boy should even have to ask, let alone find the answers by trial and error. And what does that trial and error look like? You don't need to look on the news. Look at that kid who can't sit down in school, or that black boy who really act like he don't care. That black boy is not a boy, he's already a man in his own mind. Or that black girl who don't care about algebra class because she got to go to work and do hair after this and take care of her other 3 sisters. and then ask where they got it from and where they got it from. And you see once again that what looks crooked is very much so a straight line. And in the seeing, hopefully, we could put away our judgment and contempt of one another and also see the oneness in us all. What is the separation between you and I? I figured this out a long time ago. I myself grew up lacking a father, supposedly. But the world provided me a father and mentors and friends and the world itself. It's a weird sensation to feel that you could go anywhere and not be afraid, but I genuinely feel that way. As long as the sun is shining on my face, I'm okay. At the very bottom of it, but don't act like there's not a lot of fear and anxiety. Not so much fear, but a lot of anxiety and worry. And most of us men carry that too, especially as fathers. Especially as fathers who didn't have an example on how to be a father, who are doing it for the first time, who are trying to run from end zone to end zone, line to line. And yet again, the crooked path, when you look backwards, looks like a straight line. Trying to figure it out, full of self-doubt and pity for his own circumstances, not realizing that the very circumstances that were given to him were given him to give him the power to go forward and take those that are attached to him with him. I say to the black man, understand your strength and your power and walk forward in it. Your strength and your power lies in the truth in who you are and what you are. Please stop allowing the world to lie to you as they lied to me. I say to the black woman, please understand who you are and what you are. Understand that your voice is music and use that wisely, please. Understand the power that you have. Understand who you are in this universe and take your place in it. Us as people, us as men, the journey is so far and wide. How many things does a man have to become to be simply a man? To be considered a valuable man, a worthy man. The world tells him a million things. Thank God I'm 6 foot tall. If I were 5'11" to 3/4, I wouldn't be dateable. You know? Thank God she got enough money for a 40-inch bust down. Otherwise, she not a baddie, right? What are we talking about? And in none of it, we look at the soul of a person. And then we go around dating as if it's a menu item, dating the same soul in different bodies. Y'all crazy. Not me. I'm an introvert. I don't even like people. What Earl Sweatshirt say? I don't like shit. I don't go outside. He's my favorite artist too. First album, Chum. Him and Tyler, the Creator, was another one of my favorite artists out of California. A lot of people don't get it, man. I was told by a friend of mine that I was a high level thinker. I don't think so. I think people aren't sensing and feeling anymore. And I spent a long time denouncing, denying, and not being true to my own feelings. But they've always been there. To the black man and the black woman, be true to your true feelings, your true essence, your true self. Not the shit they put on TV and they tell us that we are. I strive to be more, and honestly, I always have. Ever since I was 12 years old on 110th and Compton Avenue, watching the train go by, wondering where it went, wondering how far it would go, and wondering if I could go with it. Not because I wanted to run away, but because I felt the world was bigger than what I could see, and I just wanted to see it. And I wanted to see myself in it. I wanted to know who I was and where I belonged. And these feet carried me literally around the world. And yet here I sit, still, to an extent, asking the question. Because the joy is not in the answer. The joy is in the imagining and the becoming. What are you becoming? Because whatever you are and wherever you are, that is what and where you will be. And if you see me, that means that we are going on the same path potentially on the same journey? And if so, I am here to help you. I don't know the way, but I know a way. Good luck on your journey, and take care.